There's been, pending regulation, the SEC proposed rule on climate change, that's going to drive standardization around metrics, verification, and really the valuation of ESG to your business.
Joining me today is Michael Chang, Vice President of Energy and Sustainability with Host Hotels and Resorts. Michael, here at REITworks, you presented a case study on environmental leadership, which fits well with Host Hotels' overall position as a REIT leader in many areas of ESG. One of which, of course, is setting science-based targets. Can you start by talking about Host's approach in this area?
Sure. We've been engaged with the Science-Based Target Initiative from very early on, and we were one of the first companies to set a science-based target in 2016, followed by resetting our targets in 2020 to the 1.5 degree ambition level. We are in a new target setting process now to set our fourth generation of goals, and we're committed to align those targets with science-based targets as well. We find that this is one of the most credible frameworks to setting targets really appropriate to your contribution to climate change. And it is also one of the most common questions asked by our investors. So these are the reasons why we are focused on science-based target verification, and it's also a critical component as you're thinking about long-term aspirations and setting those interim goals.
Now, Michael, you and I have been doing these interviews for a number of years, and the importance of ESG reporting and disclosure has only increased in that time. How do you see this ultimately evolving over the next few years?
It's both a blessing and a curse. There's some more job stability there. But with that increased focus, there's also been an increase in funds flowing into ESG as well as scrutiny. So I think what we'll see is, a pop of innovation as companies are setting net zero targets and decarbonizing. We need that technology to make progress towards goals. On the scrutiny side, there's been, pending regulation, the SEC proposed rule on climate change, that's going to drive standardization around metrics, verification, and really the valuation of ESG to your business. And all of this is really going to result in an integration into ESG into more traditional business functions. ESG really touches on nearly all the business functions, and they're really going to need to coordinate so that we can have a cohesive strategy in performing against ESG goals and business objectives.
And lastly, you're set to become chair of Nareit's Real Estate Sustainability Council. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you see as the most pressing issue facing the RESC members in 2023?
Well, we kicked off our RESC meetings last night with a dinner, and we did an informal poll of all of the members on, what are the topics of mind, the challenges that they're facing. And there were about 15 issues that were raised, but the top 3 were around decarbonation, net zero. How are we going to get there? I don't think any of us knows. There were also discussion around supply chain issues on the social side, as well as embodied carbon. And on the third, and I think this is really kind of the foundation, how we develop our programs, drive strategy, do our reporting, is around the data management. How are we going to get to all of the data that we need in a quick and efficient manner and be able to kind of report on it confidently?